Hello everyone, Agion here with another Steel Division Normandy 44 replay. Submitted in by, I'm going to definitely screw up your name, Edija? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't specifically say it, his name is Edija. However, he did label his message to me as E, so I'm assuming he is playing as the 12th SS Panzer. To make his say the name properly, here is the text-to-speech function.
Edija.
So,
Edija.
most likely that's probably the best way I can actually pronounce the name. I don't specifically know. First, his opponent playing as the 101st Airborne, once again, as Nick. We have a lot of 101st because it just has a strong early game economy with very strong elite units, very aggressive early battle group. However, the 12th SS Panzer does have significant heavy armor. I think the Panzer layer has overall the best heavy armor, but don't quote me on that. However, the SS Panzer does have, I believe, Panzer Grenadiers with AT rockets, but doesn't really need to worry about all too much. First, because he's facing Airborne, and they do, I'm guessing, Airborne Engineers is most commonly used in with the incendiary units. He's definitely going to be playing on the back foot for early game. Do got two MGs going to be firing in the early games, but however, they line up one target, and then they went at it. Oh, this lag spike for some odd reason. Were lining up one target, but they went ahead and then line up another target because the initial target, this truck, was going around the corner. However, this one unit will get pinned down on. Holy crap, this lag spike. I'm not exactly sure what is causing it. Just pull up my CPU settings and all that. It looks like open broadcast Steel Division, both drawing power. I'm not exactly sure what's causing all the lag spikes, but overall that hopefully won't affect too much. We got also MG pack here. We got various AT here to cover the points. No MG, so this area is very vulnerable to an infantry assault. Well, there is just one infantry unit, so a much more aggressive presence by the Axis player. Though I don't really play actively in multiplayer, I've just been thinking, most people have been having trouble dealing with these airborne engineers, but perhaps maybe not enter the towns as a possibility, set up perimeter, and focus on these open flanks where they're not as aggressive, very good with. Granted, and you can see here, he's actually very vulnerable to an infantry assault. He has plenty of defense versus mechanized, but if he were to actually send in infantry to this area, he could have easily steamrolled this area and be on a very good footing. However, you never know what your opponent's going for, and he's going to be fighting against airborne engineers. However, there's only two of them, not a huge spam like we usually been seeing, because this map, as his opponent has realized, he had to send in assets to the right and left side. The city's not in the center with this map, with the city along the left side. He had to throw more resources along this side. However, his opponent threw more resources along that side also. We got a mortar team currently shelling the area, softening up the infantry, applying some very good panic. We do got an early mortar half-track move forward, along with some, of course, reinforcing infantry. Overall, still pretty good grounds gain. Both mass sides are actually at 50%. Briefly, moment in favor of the Axis. Got 71 tickets, but that's hardly anything. That really is nothing. The fact that it's 50-50, that's actually more important because neither side's taking up in favor. Airborne engineers could always hop forward to these houses, get some very good incendiary hits onto this church, or is this a town hall? Actually, more looks like a town hall than a church. We got these airborne engineers being pinned down to one member. That's very critical, picking off these individual units, and will force surrender and try to rush down, trying to murder that squad. We got the flamethrowers burning the squad alive. We'll force a pin down and we'll get killed off entirely. Two mortar teams here. So we've got these two MGs very defensively back. This player went for a bit more MG opener into the center town with 3 MGs and not going for more airborne engineers, which makes them very more defensive instead of offensive. No anti-tank teams other than his airborne rifles here. So he is a bit vulnerable to early infantry, early vehicle push. So in fact, we do see SDKFZ 250s. I'm just going to call them 250 fire support vehicles. These are under fire support, the fire support tab. So we will have some IFVs rolling on forward. So another mortar team, even a Command 22. So there is going to be a light tank. However, the Command 22 only has 3 armor, and these rapid fire AT guns, well, AT, they have actually good chance of actually getting a penetrating hit, and more chances of it. Granted, they do roll a lot of misses. I think it has, actually their accuracy is 6, so they're highly accurate. But I think the fire and barrage is sort of a hidden value. Mortar team will get cleaned up. Interesting to note that even though with 1 member, there's still 2 members manning the team. You got some more light tanks rolling on forward. At a very good defensive line, tickets are the view control is in favor of the allied player. But we do got this little pusher here, which will claim some of the ground. In fact, we'll claim a lot of ground over here. Should be seeing the 50-50 split soon. Oh, looks like reconnaissance unit versus reconnaissance unit. This Pathfinder scored 6 men. I'm pretty sure that was a 2-man squad. It was carried by a 222. So most likely that was a 2-man squad there. Later unit will get cleaned up here. And it looks like these airborne leader will push forward and will die. Very good positioning these airborne rifles, knowing that reconnaissance unit could pick them off, and the auto fire will reveal them so they can get picked off by a light vehicle. However, if he puts them behind the area, behind this bush, he can still get a good fire support along this entire hedge line, and while not in heavy cover, will have more automatic fire and won't be spotted through the hedge line. You got this mortar team down to 1 shot. 1 shot, he better make it count. Now just want to be using smoke. We do got some smoke barrages, most likely by the 222. You got this half shot being cleaned up. It was carrying a Panzer Grenadier unit, will be forced down. Oh, this one's dying also. What on earth is taking them out? Actually, it is this light tank here. It does have the range. It's just been finding little individual avenues of line of fire. You got reinforcing fire support IFV. However, there are gammon bombs on this Pathfinder. If he would have been paying attention, he must not have been paying attention. He wouldn't know this Pathfinder's there. So they do have the heavy gammon bombs. So he would have not have sent a light vehicle if he would have realized it. These gammon bombs could make short work of the Pathfinders. Pathfinders in heavy cover, so they probably won't get suppressed in time by the time they kill off the IFV. Acaflars. Why do I even try to pronounce those names? Reconnaissance unit, 2-man SMG reconnaissance unit will get cleaned up there. You got a Jeep supply truck, so he actually did invest to supply Jeeps as a slot. Usually don't see that all too often. We got a grenade. They're still firing the regular grenades. The heavy gammon bombs. One was thrown, but however rolls a miss. We'll get some nice suppression. Rolls another miss, however. Not getting much suppression. We'll move slightly. Autocannon getting some very good suppression at the moment. Wiping off 3 of the models while at it. Remember, moving around, moving to closer range, which means higher accuracy, and we'll get killed. In fact, if he would have backed up his range, remember, closer you get, the higher accuracy. So that was actually a very poor maneuvering moving forward. Yeah, I think he was trying to eye for higher suppression, but he was moving while reloading. Ooh, we do got the Airborne heroic unit, the Airborne leader Winters. Not to the generic name for the Russian cold front, General Winters. There was a bit of a slang term for the Russian winters by the Germans, nicknaming it General Winters. Of course, probably whatever the translated version. In which where the weather played a huge effect against the toll of the infantry. Ooh, I love myself a Pack Howitzer in Company Heroes 2, and I love the Pack Howitzer in this game. They only have 8 AP, 5 shots only. It also does have very good range, what, 2,000 meters? Yes, 2,000 meters, a very good artillery piece. Available in Battle Phase A. You can get 2 of them, they're in 1-man stacks. Which is, at 2,000 range, it's hard for them to actually get killed off in Battle Phase A. So that's one of my favorite indirect weapon fire support units in this game. Looks like the Panzer Grenadier Fuhrs will get cleaned up, the leader unit. This Panzer Grenadier unit will be a holdout versus incendiary units. We've got a Brute Firefly Fire is. I always forget about they have a Firefly in Battle Phase A. A Firefly with 16 armor penetration, 11 armor. It's an extremely hard asset to take out, especially for the United States in the early game, where you could only get like one M3 or M5 anti-tank gun with 11 armor penetration. As you can see, this. Oh no, that's only M3 is 8 armor pen. So I don't see that version I'm referring to out on the field just yet. I'm referring to the 75mm variant. You can only really handle the Firefly at long range. We got more ground control available, being claimed by the allied player. However, Battle Phase B is starting to roll on in. More Axis heavier units are now available, which includes, I think, definitely Panzer IVs. I think also Panthers, at least single stack, and Command Panthers, really. And I also believe the SS Panzer gains access to Ju-87 AT aircraft, so those are also available. I think those are also perhaps one stack in Battle Phase A, but no point in getting that versus a heavy infantry force. We got this M22 sustained transmission damage, most likely by the Firefly, has fired 1 AP shot. So what he needs is perhaps bombers to really deal with these units in the garrisons. However, Airborne have access to very good interceptors and air superiority aircraft. You got a Flame Panzer. Flame is a 251. You may recognize this from a couple years too. It, of course, does have the dual flamethrowers along the side. This one appears to have not to have the canopy variant. Nobody's actually manning this in true war game fashion. Nobody actually mans the weapons and the vehicles. And you've got a lot of Panzer Grenadiers now rolling on forward. There's a lot of airborne engineers here, in which they can make short work of these open top units. Oh, Storm Pioneers are Storm Pioneers, not Panzer Grenadiers. So just fighting fire with fire, but of course there's only 6 members. We'll take out that transport. Not a bazooka, it was by flamethrowers. Oh, there is some Panzer Grenadiers mixed on in, but it looks like that flame range instantly pinning down, thanks to the heavy cover, will throw all those units away. Try to assault with flame engineers. It's very hard to deal with airborne engineers. You're going to need basically flame tanks, and this flame panzer, I wonder how effective it is. Haven't really seen it all used too much. But let's see how it deals with. There is a couple chaffies just behind the corner. There is a brief line of sight he could have got a hit. But you got the Firefly here, ready for fire support, just out of range. I don't think he can actually see. Does he actually see that? Does not in fact see that. I'm not sure if he actually can fire upon it. There's a little bit showing. Of course, we got the 250 running in some grenades. There is a half-track near open bullets for munitions. Just softening up the area. This airborne engineer is in a very potent position since it can flame down these nearby buildings and be immune to any ranged fire and constant spotting. Only open area here is this direction. Of course, this Firefly can't cover that area, and I don't think the light vehicles can travel through this area. I think heavy vehicles can, but not lights. Chaffee is lighting up a shot. Will get a nice penetrating hit. Brute Firefly rolls as a miss, but causes a significant amount of suppression. We'll line up another shot. Nope. Reloading. We got more ground. He should start pushing along this area. Do got the Tiger. Oh, looks like we do got Tiger tanks available. SS Panzer. Couldn't really remember. Ever since game release, I think game release added the Tiger tanks. We do got a Tiger Ace. I believe this is the name of after a Tiger Ace. A Tiger Hero unit coming on forward. I wonder if he has any unique skin. He looks like. I'm not sure if that's unique or not. I haven't really paid attention to the skins, but we do got the Tiger tank rolling on forward. There's some very AT assets. We do got this half-track spotting. All of these reconnaissance units, 2 Pathfinders and airborne rifles will get cleaned up by the bazooka. Tiger tank lining up shot, maybe force fire on the ground. It looks like yes, it looks like that first he did a forced fire ground afterwards. In fact, some of these units are exposed in the open ground. Perhaps you can actually see them. There's no AT assets other than the bazookas can really engage it in the heavy gammon bombs. Times he wished he had a mosquito pathfinder to deal with all these buildings. Go ahead and open up a drink. Getting a bit parched. Fancy names, fancy word for drinking this time. Always keep your drink on the ground, away from your computer. Assuming there's nobody going to walk through there, such as right here for me. Always keep your drink on the ground, away from your keyboard, away from the your main computer. The last thing you want to do is spill it on it and damage it. I spilled a soda on my keyboard before and destroyed it. And I do get a nice gaming keyboard. And I had to get a cheaper variant, the one without the macro keys. You got an AT gun here. He sees the Tiger tank. He knows it can't do shit versus it. Sorry for the language. It can't do anything versus the Tiger tank because it has 12 armor, 8 armor penetration. Not going to cover it. He needs to get in 500 meters in order to penetrate. Or he can hit the nice side armor, which is, 9. 9 side armor, so he can't even penetrate the side armor at max range. He needs to get within 800 meters. Is it 1200? It has only 1000 meter range, so he needs to get... His tank needs to get within 800 meters in order to penetrate the side armor. And that is still a significant distance, not really all easy to do. Tiger tank will pretty much have to get right around here, focus right around here. Panzer Grenadiers with their 2 LMGs who are, I think, are superior to airborne rifles. I think they only have 1 LMG. Where is an airborne rifle that's not pinned down? I don't see one that's not pinned down, but we do got a Type P-47 coming forward straight around. We'll get some good, nice suppression, but we'll not kill it off. We'll definitely not kill it off anytime soon. It'll be one of the luckiest hits. I don't think... It seems like rockets only good for suppression. They don't do too great versus vehicles. That's why I prefer bombers over rockets personally, because bombers go great against infantry and they're always decent for suppression versus vehicles. He does have the side armor, however, the arm penetration will not be great enough in order to gauge the Tiger tank. AT gun will get spotted. Actually, if he would have focused Panzer IV, he could actually hit that perhaps. There's not a smoke around here from the howitzer. Very nice usage, very war game-esque, because very responsive smoke grenades are pretty much spammed out everywhere, more common than regular high explosive barrages in Red Dragon. So I like that. Of course, he was a bit too late. AT gun getting hit by the IFV reconnaissance unit, and will get cleaned up. We do got some Pathfinders here, but the command tank will get hit. I believe they are behind a line of sight blocker if we want to switch to his vision. Yes, he does not see it because that hedge line. Though the reconnaissance vehicle may get it. We'll see it. Oh, looks like the reconnaissance vehicle may in fact went down to the AT gun hits. I don't see it on the field. I didn't really pay attention to it. Yeah, there is a wreckage here. No, it wasn't from this. It was from the command steward. You got another P-47 rocket strafe coming on in. Now this is how you deal with Airborne. Avoid the city center where they just deal with it superior. Hit the flanks. Set up a contain so they don't push forward. Because setting up contains quite easy in pretty much in any game. Playing defensive, new tactic of being absolute camping. Set up a contain and then push forward on the flank where they're more vulnerable, weaker at. Something looks like this. Yeah, this is what I was referring to. It looks like just the 57, the M1 AT gun. But there's also, which have trouble versus even the heavier armor, such as the Tiger tank, which can engage the Panzer IV. We do got a Vet 2 M109 doing a very good strafing run. It will finish off that squad entirely. Tiger tank being ever so potent. Stewart coming up for, I think, trying to get a nice close range shot. But it has only 8 armor penetration And at this range, it will not penetrate even the side armor of the Tiger tank. And I think that's a bit of a bad rally. We'll roll on forward, heading up north this direction, and we'll get picked off. In order to really help fight against these Tiger tanks, he's going to bring forward 75mm AT guns. Of course, I'm not exactly sure how many are available and what phases for Airborne. Because I'm one of those people like, this is meta. I'm not going to play meta. I'm going to have fun by not playing meta. That's how I usually play. Who needs meta when you have non-meta tactics? I will play Canadian Airborne. I will play Canada in Wargame. Ooh, very nice pin down with that 75 with that Pack Howie. He does know there is reconnaissance. Don't exert any map pressure. However, there are airborne rifles, and recap on what I was saying before. They only have one LMG compared to Panzer Grenadiers 2 LMG, so Panzer Grenadiers are superior in that factor, and range firepower that's tend to be more important. Hence, not always. So we've got these support weapons pushing on forward. We've got an MG team, airborne rifles, along with AT gun support. However, we do got Panzer Grenadiers in a very good position. They will pin down the rifles. However, this MG is lining up. That is a superior suppression platform, but currently rolling not much suppression at the moment because they are in heavy cover. We do got an A8 unit moving forward. I think that may be a Bofors position. Bofors AA weapons are very effective at pinning down infantry units, as like back in World War II. They're not exactly great versus anti-aircraft, but they can help provide suppression, which all you may need. Before I'm coming in for a rocket run. It's almost a pin down, but not quite. He can still get one more shot off before a pin down. However, nothing here is to provide pin down, so this thing can still fully operate for the time being. We got quite a bit of suppression being applied to this Panzer Grenadier unit. Some counter suppression available from the M1919. Just the LMGs providing suppression. I'm assuming the 1919 will provide suppression first. A medium machine gun tend to be greater than 2 lights. We got Bofors here. We'll force away the MB-19. We'll force a pushback. Surprised we haven't seen any Mustangs for intercept. Got a rocket run coming on in to the air combat engineers. We'll get a pin down thanks to the Panzer Grenadiers, but there's a lot of rifle fire upon them. Lining up a shot, most of these airborne rifles. Yes. Panzer Grenadiers will get wiped out, however. MB-19 doing air superiority one, getting a number of strafes and using up his ammo before the fuel. Very nice. Great usage of these air superiority aircraft are great at suppressing down infantry units. People tend to forget that, but it's always good. You just have to be very careful because they are easy to be prone to ambush by P-51Ds and other air superiority aircraft such as Spitfires. The air superiority P-38 does tend to have a bit more firepower, but less turning radius, but more speed. In comparison also. The airborne engineers may actually get the Panzer Grenadiers. They're getting very close. They're borrowing the Thompson range and then zooming the Flamer range. Looks like the Flamer range now. We'll get a nice burst out to them. One down to one member. It's a bit foolish to send those 3 Panzer Grenadier units along with them. Could just send on the Firefly. They see the airborne engineers. You can probably safely assume there's no other AT option available, such as the like the AT gun. However, he will save that one Panzer Grenadier unit. He is going to move it forward, try to aim for a capture. I wonder if that bit of flaming forest will hurt the unit. Yeah, that flaming... he lost that unit by walking him to fire. War game, and now including Steel Division, you can get hurt by those little bits of fire. Forced to surrender in the middle while being burned alive. You got some airborne engineers. We'll get a nice drop on this Panzer Grenadiers. Airborne rifles here may get finished off, however. Ooh, but a nice rocket run, doing significant amount of damage onto the Panzer Grenadiers, but pinning down his own unit as well. So whoever can get but he's going throwing some more striking rounds on the ME-19s. Panzer Grenadiers are probably going to recover first and then force the pin down. However, this M22 can also provide pin down. It looks like going to aim for the AT mortar half track. Panzer Grenadiers are no longer. Oh no, they're still pinned down. Never mind. We got a huge push forward. The tickets are in favor of the Axis player. He's at 52%. This huge push forward is a great option. His opponent is having trouble dealing with this Tiger tank, and even the Panzer IV is being proving a bit troublesome. There is, however, M10 tank destroyer, a Wolverine out on the field, but there is a reconnaissance unit, and we do got multiple guns available and multiple distraction targets for the M10 with these half tracks. Another Panzer IV now rolling on forward will get a nice suppression onto the M22. Panzer Grenadiers may have forced a surrender on that Airborne Engineers. I can't really say for sure. You got air superiority out by the 12th Panzer unit. His opponent could not invest in the aircraft due to the fact he had to invest in more of defense along this flank. So his opponent was forced to invest in stuff he did not prefer. In fact, the mid-game's income is favored to the Axis player, and now late game's definitely favored to the Axis player. You got a rocket run coming on in from both sides. Force a fallback thanks to the Bofors, not Bofors. Was it Bofors? Perhaps. Yeah, there is a Bofors here. I'm not sure if it was him. And you got Tiger E now moving on forward. We got some pintle mounts and Bofors here to deflect the air superiority of the Axis player. Panzer IV will claim a kill. There is only this one heavy gammon bazooka shot for this unit, and he only has one chance of getting a penetrating hit. And he may not even come to the range. It has what, range of 200? Yes. In comparison, this is the 400 meter mark, so right here. But he's been spotted by the Panzer Grenadiers, and we'll clean it off without worrying about the 8th bazooka shot. You got transmission damage by the reconnaissance vehicle. That's largely fine. I wonder, it may have been from this AT. Yeah, it was definitely this AT gun. You can see the line of path right here. Even ones behind the forest here can find a sweet angle to get a good hit. You got looks like Airborne leader Winters is still in fact alive. Just want to keep an eye on these hero units. I don't believe they have any increased advantages. They're just uniquely named. It just gives a bit more flavor to the game. By what I can tell, they don't have any advantage. If I compare the Tiger tank, weapons are. Actually, no. This Tiger does have equipped with 88mm, but all the stats are the same. Actually, no. I was clicking on the wrong unit before. Never mind. So you can see here, they do in fact have a unique skin. It just adds a bit more flavor to the game. They cost the same. They have all the same stats. Just more flavor to the game. I'm not sure of the story behind every hero unit. In fact, I pretty much know none of the actual hero units, their backstory. I'm just assuming this guy may have been a Tiger Ace on the Eastern Front. Rocket run hitting to the Wolverine. One of them only will make it. The other will force a fallback. It is open top, so it is vulnerable to bombs. I'm not sure about I keep on saying torpedoes, but I'm not sure if they are as vulnerable to rockets. You got a Panzer Warfare lining up barrage, most likely aiming for somewhere in the center of the city. You got a bounce from an AT from Pathfinder. He needs to back this thing up. The bazooka can take him out. Actually, That was not the bazooka or the gamma bomb. It was in fact this AT gun. No wonder it bounced. I don't think I ever saw it bounce from a heavy gamma bomb. But there is a heavy gamma bomb. He's loading up a shot. He throws out a heavy gamma bomb. Roll a miss, but he throws smoke in front of it. That smoke's actually blocking his own line of sight. That's actually huge. If he would not have let that go, he could have actually got a kill on that Tiger tank. That is huge if he would have got the kill. If. We got some more Wolverines moving forward. They can be quite effective versus the Panzer IV. They do have, in comparison, one less, same armor, but one less armor penetration. I wonder what the accuracy comparison. This is accuracy of 6 versus the accuracy. Here's one that's not pinned. Accuracy of 6, so they are relatively even, just slightly advantage. Ooh, Tiger tank does in fact go down to the heavy gamma bomb. Also, the half track would cause severe suppression to these Panzer Grenadiers. That's why you have to be very careful with these heavy tanks. Will force a surrender, I believe. Actually, no. I think the handheld grenades of the Panzer Grenadiers. After all infantry units have a grenade, just some that are much bigger, such as the Pioneer squads, as TNT and bundle grenades. They're just much bigger. Two Wolverines will out DPS 8 or outchance a Panzer IV, and we'll clean that up. Losing that Tiger tank was huge. That's its primary counter to these Wolverines. Wolverines, they do have a decent amount of HE, HE level 3 in comparison to the Panzer IV. He lost the other one. Most likely to these Wolverines. He lost the other Panzer IV. That's actually huge. He's losing both those Panzer IVs. I think that's a Panther. Yes, we do got a Panther G now out. It does have 14 armor. Can withstand the Wolverines. We got another air superiority. The allied player did not secure total victory in the opening phases. In fact, his opponent is now starting to come back. The tickets are counting up in his favor. He's at 55%. He has plenty of land he could lose and still be ticking upwards. At this point in the game, I believe it would result in a draw. There's 8 minutes left. I believe the game can still end in a draw. He needs to get +2 tickets in order to get a minor victory. Here we go, we've got the Panzer IV. They do have a better HE of the main gun in comparison to the Wolverine. Wolverine is under anti-tank, not tank, so it takes up another slot. So it is alternative. That is something I think anti-tank, using an anti-tank slot for a heavy tank, heavy vehicle such as this, can be quite potent. However, it is a little bit weaker in terms of versus infantry and armor penetration compared to Panzer IV, and it is also open top, which means it's very vulnerable to bombs and other air superiority and other aircraft because they can fire down upon into it. Firefly is also still alive. Will roll a miss. It does have 11 armor, so it does have like a 40% chance of bouncing and another like 40% chance of actually being hit. So in terms, I'd say it's about every shot there's like a air superiority aircraft took out a Wolverine. As I stated before, he took out the Wolverine. The Firefly is in the falling back state. Wolverine can get some nice shots, and that is very important since the open top turret, it got killed by air superiority aircraft, not even by bombers or rockets. We're seeing some big plays here. Tiger losing to gamma bombs, Wolverine's losing the air to gun aircraft. And we got the Tiger tank, very effective on this push in the flank. However, he's losing a bit of land. This little bulge here, this bulge here are both important. He could send out an IFV to help claim this territory away from the MG team. That may be preferable. You got these airborne rifles. He needs to send over infantry to gain them. No, he may not know exactly where they are, but he is barraging them with mortars, so maybe he does. Tickets are almost equalized. We do got another rocket strafe coming into, most likely to the Tiger tank. We'll get a very nice suppression, however, will not force a retreat. You got Wolverines now moving forward. They do have a slight chance of penetrating the frontal armor, while the the Tiger tank does have 6 accuracy, has a very good chance of taking out the Wolverines. if they get a penetrating hit. If it. However, the suppression is very high. He's trying to regain some of it. The Wolverines can force a panic fallback and then run it down. Can. So these are all possibilities. Who knows what will happen? Let's find out. You got a regular M22, not a command variant. Now moving on forward. And this Panzer IV, very far forward. However, all the airborne infantry, there's no more AT in this village. That is huge. And it looks like the airborne player focusing more on this flank, focusing more here, losing focus here. Then when he starts transitioning to hit this area here after he got a good front line, push into his opponent's territory. Now claim the land over here. Map control is at 55%. That is important. We got a bounce shot there, various bombs coming in. The Tiger tank is in a fallback state. Tiger Ace may in fact go down. We do got the pintle mounts help warding away the air superiority aircraft. Oh, we got a kill! Wait, how did that get killed? Was it the air superiority aircraft? Tiger tank was falling back. Was it this pack? No, way far out of... Panzerfaust. Show steer with a very good Panzerfaust. Why I even tried to pronounce that name. I forgot about the Panzerfaust. The Panzer Grenadiers do some, or at least SS Panzer, do in fact carry Panzerfaust. They do have a range of 150 meters, shorter than bazookas, but of course, better than nothing. We'll claim the Wolverine. Very important. Looks like this MG team will get cleaned up. He has claimed the city. This area is cut off. However, since the airborne variant, they're meant to be surrounded. They don't suffer suppression penalties because they're cut off. You got this glider leader. Glider leader does have 10 men, but only equipped with carbines and Grands, semi-automatic weaponry. And it looks like Nick has in fact surrendered, losing so much ground, losing his early game advantage. This is very well played in the late game by you really need to learn how to say names better.
Edija. Edija.
So yeah, this is a very interesting replay, very good way of showing you can win against one of the first. Set up a contain. Here's just my recommendation. If you're like on this map, set a contain around the town where they have the superiority, and then use your heavy armor in the battle phase B and C, and push in the open areas where you have the advantage. It's a very good demonstration. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.